Peace, my people. What's good? Okay, we are here to talk about Ausar for relationships, right? Again, we are speaking about the Tree of Life, right? The original Tree of Life, the Paut Neteru in ancient Kemet, right? These are all of the deities of that pantheon, right? They are sit there included, right? So Ausar, right? We spoke about Omen. Ausar, right? You would take the things that we said about Omen, right, in terms of, the hidden aspect of man, right? The hidden aspect of God, right? That which sits above Ausar is what Ausar looks to, right? So it's like, whereas Amen would be, the all, right? All hidden, all over, right? Ausar would be that understanding as man walking in the world, right? That part of the being, that identifies with heaven, So Ausar is very much with identity, right? You identify with your higher self, right? If you do, you can walk in your higher self. And what does walking in your higher self look like? Right? Ausar is unity. This is the unifier. You are doing an Ausarian thing when you are unifying, right? Whether you're unifying your own being, right? Because we have different aspects that go in different directions until we come and bring order to them, right? Or are you, connecting different people in the world? Are you bringing folks together? Are you seeking to link? Things like that, right? Why? Because, there is nothing but the one spirit of the Creator existing in the world as the human beings and, the various life forms that are here, right? Having existences with each other, right? So we are not alone, right? You are never alone, right? God is not alone because God is everything. Therefore, man should be seeking to link. Man should be seeking to connect. No man is an island, right? So one of the godliest things that you could do is connect with another human, right? Because that's what we are. We all are the same thing. You know what I mean? And this crosses racial boundaries. This crosses gender boundaries. It's, there's no matter about, I'm from, Brooklyn and I'm from Philly. No, none of that matters. All of that's just externals. All of those are, the bit of the illusion, right? Because there's only one thing here. And when you look into the heart and the eyes of that next man, you're looking into the heart and your eyes of yourself, right? So, but not if you don't see that. If you don't see that, then you won't be able to apply that Ausar thing to that, right? If you don't see that, then, you can't live this Ausar reading at all, right? Ausar is unity, okay? So you have to unify the aspects of the person to achieve success, trying to unify with other people, right? You got to clean up something about this person, right, that exists within this body, right, and then go link, right? Otherwise, you're going to have problems, right? You're going to have problems, selfishness, right, self-centeredness, you're going to have problems with other people. You're going to, not be tolerant. You're going to have, there's certain things that you're going to bring that are going to, create things that are, like a disharmony, disharmonious way, right? So Ausar within a relationship is about unity. It's about unifying, It's about doing things together, right? It's about making this thing whole. What do I mean by that? I mean that, your leadership faculty could possibly be looking in the right direction, right? towards your leadership. You got good leadership, right? You're a strong leader. You got good intentions. But your Heru faculty is wayward, right? You like to, cheat on your wife or whatever it may be, right? I'm just coming up with a scenario to show you how two of our aspects can be pointed in different directions. And that, these are the things that we have to address as Ausar, in the circumstance, right? So again, this is about identity, right? If the two of you do not identify with the highest self in an Ausar relationship reading, forget it. Forget it. It's a wrap, right? If God says that this relationship is going to depend on Ausar, he's saying that you're going to have to identify with God and identify, that as your being, right? And walk in that, right? That's what you're going to have to do if you want to succeed in this relationship, right? So again, you have to make an assessment of your person when you see this reading. You see that Ausar reading, it's like, am I there yet? You know what I mean? If you don't do that, well, yeah, you're going to find out while you in it that you're not there. You know what I'm saying? And, that's for the good of the bad. I mean, you know what I mean? We come here to have experiences. So sometimes those experiences are negative. But just check this. If you are on the inner planes, right? You got people, I think I said this before, you have spirits that have lived lives and went back to the inner planes that would kill for a day, your worst day, right? You have a worst day, right? They want to come here and live that, right? Because they on the other side, man. It's the shit to have a body. You know what I mean? Spirits who are disembodied, many of them, right? Those who are not like super duper elevated and don't really care, right? They value the fact that you come here and breathe air, right? That we can, that's something that is envied by a lot of spirits, right? That's why someone be trying to get in your bodies and walk as y'all, right? I say y'all because that ain't me. I don't got no crazy spirits with me walking around trying, influence people, try to throw shit on people. No, I don't got that. Nah, not me, right? But yeah. So Ausar ultimately is about living as God, right? Living in such a way where you look to your fellow man in a way of unity, in a way of, connecting something, right? Rather than disunity, disharmony, disconnection, right? It's about linking, right? It's about being open, to each other, right? Yeah. Yeah. So in a relationship, if you can't identify with the highest principle, which is Amen, right? If that's a mystery to you, then an Ausar relationship reading is going to be a heavy challenge. It's going to be heavy, heavy lessons. You know what I mean? If you take the challenge, then you're going to learn something great, right? You're going to learn something about the God within. Some of you with Ausar, relationship readings or readings in general will find within your person at various times a strong urge to disconnect, whether justified or unjustified. Just feeling like you want to stay to yourself. Like, nah, you want to go over here, babe? Nah, I'm cool. I'ma just chill. And basically, that's just coming from, not having a connection, not feeling a connection towards others. That's Ausar Tem. When, you exist as the, that odd link out of the connection. That's it's Ausar Tem. Sometimes it's unavoidable, dealing with spirits on earth. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're going to have to, be by yourself, and, it's necessary, right? But, that's, I don't know if that's this conversation, but, so in relationships, like this is got lots of times, like a negative Ausar in a relationship is going to manifest as someone acting out of their person, someone who is not acknowledging their higher response, their higher level of response to stimuli. And so, they're acting from their person, meaning no input of the higher self, meaning, they're following, almost like, they're on instincts. They're following their instincts. They're following their, urges from wherever their consciousness is lodged in on the tree, which is, lower than above, right? We're talking about identification with the person, not being able to see the divinity within, being able to see the connection with another. Looking at the divinity in someone, is like, I should say, when you see the divinity in yourself is when you can see that within others, right? You can't see the divine in others if you can't see it within yourself. So that Ausar piece is about being able to see the divine within one, and then to be able to mirror that towards others, right? To be able to see the divine within others. That's the Ausarian piece. That's where we connect. That's where we link. That's where we understand our omnipresent nature. We are, all over because God is in each one of us, and God is what we are. So if I could see that spark of God within you, that's what I'm trying to link with. In that way, we express our Ausar when we link with others. Based on our connection at the top of the tree, based on our oneness with that source that created us. All right. So in relationships, many times, again, when you see the Ausar piece, even if it's two, right? Because, sometimes we put more into the suits than we should, right? And sometimes you'll get a strong Ausar challenge, or you get a strong Ausar conditioning, even if you see a two as the suit, right? And, that two still speaks to your potential, right? But, the other potential is there as well. Again, these readings are prescriptions. These readings aren't, the end all, right? Unless you ask about the result. You could ask about the result and get an answer, but you want to ask, how I fare. How will I fare in this situation? Well, the oracle will say, well, if you do this, this will go this way. So then it becomes a thing. All right, well, how can I do this? How can I live the way of this deity to bring harmony to this situation, right? How can I live this deity as the prescription for this circumstance, right? So that's what you're being called to do at Ausar. You're being called to understand who you are, understand your highest nature, and walk in that. Walk as that, right? Understand your lower nature and seek to raise that, right? Seek to heal those those aspects, right? Heal the waywardness within your being, and then you look at your mate, right? And you are to see that light within them, that creator within them, and that's where the harmony of your relationship will come. We have you acting as the creator and nourishing the creator in another being, right? That's the unity piece, in relationships. We're talking about the true linking, right? Which is looking inside the individual's being and understanding where they came from, linking with them based upon that, right? So you find that, you're going to cross racial barriers with the Ausar readings, you're going to cross, these external barriers to link with others. It's not all about, you see an Ausar reading for your person. It's not always about just sticking only with your race at that point. See, God is beyond the corny stuff that we go through as humans. Even the deities are beyond that. Like, what I mean? Our chefs, you might have some chefs looking at you sideways. but, for the most part, the deities are universal. God is universal. And, we put different emphasis on that, different levels of emphasis, depending on where you are, who you are, and who you talk to. But, at the essence, at the end of the day, even that, individual who serves as the oppressor, at the essence of him, he has God inside of him, And, when appealing to him, perhaps you do well to appeal to that aspect of him for success or for, changing in the behavior or whatever it may be, right? Rather than the opposite, which is grasping hold to the lower aspects of us in order to deal with that challenge of him, right? I don't know, I think I'm going off on a tangent now, but y'all get it. We're talking about unifying, all right? So, so in a relationship reading as Ausar, be careful not to be walking in your person, right? Be careful to look to your highest self for the response, And hey, again, that's nothing easy. That's not no easy situation right there. Because, because how many of ours have a consciousness that's residing there? At the top like that. Most of the time, even if you go there and can get there, life has a way of bringing you back down that tree if you're not like on your super monk John. You know what I mean? So yeah, so you're gonna slide back down at various times. Yeah. So, that's just something to be mindful of. But yeah, I think that's about it. Look to be in your higher self when you see that Ausar reading. Very lofty. Very lofty. You're gonna have to really assess whether this is something that you can do. Very lofty reading, that Ausar. It's gonna challenge you to grow. It's going to challenge you to, to see things from a higher perspective. And, that's a cliche phraseology, right? That we use a lot for different things. But yeah, that's what it's going to do. You're going to, you now are challenged to see things from the highest perspective. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's it. We're going to see you at Tehuti. Peace.